Oh, okay. They were taking my picture. Okay, I'm back. Back at her. I gotta see if I can ping off all these videos tonight. Okay, we're in for the Leo male for the summer of 2018. That is the year, is it not? Yeah. So, business first, I want to give a shout out to my friend. She made this jewelry, this rockin' jewelry for me. I am putting her links below. This is her card. So this is what her, stuff will look like. Her name's Laurie. She runs ESYFLORESY. Something like that. And she's out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. She makes good stuff, good quality stuff. So if you're sheepish about buying something over the internet because you don't know how it is, I know how it is. It's awesome. And if you're looking for a gift or something, she can make up custom stuff. So check her out. That's all I'm asking. It's good stuff. So she's out of Calgary, Canada, and she has a Facebook page. And again, I'll put the link below, and then you can email her or whatever. But anything that you have inquiries about. So that is that. Okay, I'm a little hyped today, guys. I'm a little off my energy here, so I'm not zened right out here. But I'm going to try and go through I'm going to get through the Leo male. Okay, so I go over the general energies, and then we have I have 4 tarot decks here. 2 regular tarot, and then 1 romance and 1 sex. So we go into the love and sex forecast for the whole summer. So this is what is going to span the Leo male, his summer. Okay. My hope here is to illuminate something maybe he's not seeing, or give him a bird's eye view that can help him move forward, give him the tools to move forward in a good way, and supersede any kind of obstacles he may have. So the first card I get for the overall energies for the Leo male is inquiry. So we have a Leo here that is curious about something. He's going off in a direction to find out more information. And through the reading, we'll find out where that is. That may be in a relationship, because that's kind of what this is about. But nonetheless, could be in other areas, okay? The next card I get is travel. He may have some travel plans over the summer, which I'm sure is not a strange thing, right? So he's planning on going forth in a direction here, but I feel like the inquiry is about finding out more information before he actually does that, okay? Then next is the action. So tuning into all of that, right? He's inquiring about something he wants to. So, I mean, I'm getting a sense it's probably into a relationship, or having to do with something that way. And then travel is, like, where am I going? And then the action is just doing that. Over the summer, he's going to be doing some traveling and going in places here that he's finding more information about. He may be finding out the information so that he has accommodations when he gets there, that kind of thing. Feel like he may be tapping it, and it may be for work as well. I don't know here. So as we move in, this will become clear, and then as I wrap it up, I'll go over the energies again once I figured out what's going on here. So I tune into the the rows. I go horizontally across, and then after I'm done that, we'll go vertical. So I kind of incorporating the singles and couples into the whole mix here. So whatever comes forth, I just go with what comes forth, and then I adapt it later. Okay, so the first card I get for the Leo male is the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups would be a water sign. So Pisces, a Scorpio, or Cancer. So that is the kind of energy he's looking to. He may be inquiring about this energy, right? He may be coming forth to find out more about something that's piqued his interest in that way, a water sign, okay? So this may be where the energy sits for him. He wants to find out more about this water sign. Then we get the Knight of Wands, which is his element. But it's interesting because he's moving away from the water sign. So do we have a relationship here that's ended? or, you know, he's just gotten out of a relationship, or what's going on here. So we have a water sign that's sitting in, and then the Knight of Wands, man, that's his sign, his symbol, everything's going, but he's jetting off from there, okay? The next card we have is the Hierophant. Did we have a marriage that we're leaving, or are we running into a marriage with this woman? It's weird that they would have this together, but guess what's happening. Last card we get is the Death card. So right here, I mean, you can't get more clear cut than that. There's an end of a marriage with a fire and a water. Basically, that's what's going on here. We have Leo male that is running away from a marriage here with a possible water sign, or someone with those character traits, okay? So someone that's compassionate, emotional, maybe overly such. Yeah. So that, I mean, you can't get more clear cut than that. So Leo, that's leaving. If it wasn't a marriage, it was a very conventional way of living, you know, living together, having kids, but, you know, without the marriage certificate. But nonetheless, under the eyes of everybody, it was a traditional relationship, right? So there's a transition here. We're leaving to go somewhere else. The next row, man, you can't get more clear cut than that. This explains what's going on here. So we have the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is about feeling burdened, being burdened, burdens. It's about the feeling that I got too much going on here and I can't handle it anymore. Can't handle it. That's the word. Cannot. It's too much. And it had to go. That kind of a thing. Okay. Now the next card we get is the Seven of Wands. Look at all those wands there. Yeah. He's putting them down, but in barrier against, right? And my guess is barrier against this partner. We're putting them down, but we laid a law down here, and no longer are we going to be putting this upon me. No more. Okay. So 10-1, this is about, you know, it was against him, that something he felt was being an injustice against him from his partner directly. I feel like there was, he just basically put his foot down, and I'm no longer going to carry this. I can't do it anymore. I'm done. So, well, we have the Ace of Swords. I mean, he's being like a lion, right? We have some burdens here, he's realized. We're putting guard up against that. And then we're coming out in our raw truth, and we're just going to cut through everything and say, you know what, I'm done. I've had enough of this. And I feel like the Leo has vented all, he said everything he needed to say before he slammed the door behind him in truth. And this could be his truth, but I feel like it is the truth. I feel like this Leo is very much in his dignity about this whole situation, and he's not exploding things for his benefit, and he's not downplaying things for his benefit. It's bare bones, and I can't take it anymore, and that's justified. I've gone on too long at this point already, and I feel like the Leo male has been at a point here where he's been struggling with this back and forth for a while out of guilt. They're going, it's guilt that's keeping him, you know, and no longer, he's not carrying that guilt anymore. It's like, no more. Nope, I'm not going to be guilted into this is wrong. I know it's wrong. You're not the only one, or I'm not the only one that sees it as wrong. And I'm putting my boundaries up, and he's, like I said, he's letting the whole cat out of the bag before he walks away, because he's not going to leave nothing unsaid. And yeah, that's that, right? So then what do we get here as we move forward? We get the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles. That is about, what is that about? Because, hold on here. Yeah, that's about new life, new offers, new things coming towards you. I feel like the universal energies were kind of sitting there going tick, 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 waiting for him to cut, shut this door so that he could go in a different direction. I feel like this is really the universe wanting to reward him. It's like, no, you've done all you can do here. At this point, the burden is back on them where it should be. That's what they said. There's a situation here where we had a partner that had put a burden upon us, which we accepted, no less. They're going. But now we've put it back on them, and that's where it should stay. It should never have been our. We could have shared the responsibility, but it suddenly became our responsibility. Again, I'm being lost here, but this is what they're saying word for word. And no longer is that the case. And part of that is the feeling, it's just like he's raising it, like his shoulders, and they've been hunched down for so long, like he's just in quicksand. And now he's got the choppers lifting him out. I feel like this is from another reading I did. I'll have to look back. But yeah, like lifting him literally out of that sand. I did that in one of my old readings. They showed me that. So an energy here that we did the right thing. We know we did the right thing. We feel justified, or we wouldn't have made that decision, right? The Leo male has been struggling with this for a while. And he's really, he's stepped up because he has stepped away. They're kind of showing me, he stepped up and he stood up for himself, and now he can step away with dignity because he really because of this card, he stepped up and he laid it all out there. And they're going, yeah, he didn't embellish on either end, positive or negative. He just laid it out. And for some, it might be shocking news, but to him, he's finally come to terms with it, is what they said. So there's a situation here. It's pretty, pretty limiting for the male that's been in it. But nonetheless, he's getting out of it. So that's the second rung of energies here as we move into the romance, which should be interesting. It is interesting. As we go and start the energies, we have the Eight of Coins. Interesting when we've been burdened to have such a joyful card, right? Because this card is all about, sorry, got some kind of a glare going on there. This card is all about feeling free, footloose, fancy free. But not only that, finding someone else and being happy, having a lot of laughs that you just haven't had in a long time. And it's like going back to being like children, that we can laugh so hard and so joyfully, so giddily, so sillily, sillily, that's not a word, but with the silliness that you have from even a kid, that you couldn't dive into any of those emotions the way that things were going. Okay. So just some kind of energy here. That's good. But if we're running from the partner, it ain't the partner. Okay. So the Ten of Swords, I swear this card, every time I get it, it's a different energy. And here they're making me think, okay, the energy that I put to this card is the fact that it's almost like a secret admirer, but it could go either way. The person kind of knows or doesn't know at all. And I get the sense here that we don't know at all. So there may be someone, right? Because there's the inquiry card, right? So there's someone that this Leo male is interested in or inquiring about, or maybe runs in the same social circles. And maybe this is what, the energy that's getting him flung. He's hanging out with this person and having a lot of, he's making him laugh and like feeling like a kid. Okay. And then the 10 is like we have a sense of a secret admirer here. So we may be running in the same circles, but we're not letting it be known that, there's an interest. So it's just light, but still this person, there's an example here of the energy that this woman carries. Makes this Leo feel all playful. Like he's really showing me, like, you know, the Lion King, where they're rolling around in the ground and they're playing, you know, it's like that kind of energy. Feels revived and rejuvenated. That's what it is. From like a kid, I never felt this playful, right? So there's an admiration of someone, or, you know, an energy that someone's carrying here that he's going to be looking into. So we had a guy in a marriage, and I feel like he was loyal while he was in it, but it's been crashing and burning for a while, and he's finally just put his hands up, said no more. And now we're looking outward, and we're seeing things we kind of like. So we're going to go in that direction and figure out what's going on, okay? Now, for the singles, I feel like we're in transition of a relationship, right? So we're single, and we may have been single for a while. Okay. We may have even gotten out of a marriage as well. The singles may have had something, or more long term, and they're putting boundaries up, and they're realizing that there's other priorities here. Okay. Sorry, I'm just kind of looking back. They're being truthful in their life to other suitors. So I'm figuring in the singles here. And that's creating a situation where they realize that not many people can stand up, but that's okay because I'm not in the mode for the singles, right? But for this, I'm kind of picking up on the one that's freshly out of, I don't even think they're out of the relationship. I think they're in the transition of popping. I mean, they just laid the cards on the table. Now they got to make, you know, plans, right? So there's someone of interest here that sparked them. And that is what they're kind of focused on, right? And so there's a little bit of a crush going on here, I feel, for the Leo male and a coupled, disconnecting couple, right? So then we have the Five of Coins. The Five of Coins is, again, it's an expansion. These two energies are very closely related, okay? And it's talking about going out and having fun with whoever and not caring a damn about what other people think. I'm going to like who I like, and I don't care. So if this guy's, you know, been on the end of a relationship, it's been on the rocks for a while, they're finally, finally finished. He's said his piece. He's made it known. I'm done, and that's it. Then he's going outward in that way and being in public, and he ain't going to let nobody hold him back from this point. It's all above board. I'm done. I'm finished. I'm out of here. I can go and see whoever I want. Now it's legal. I get a sense here that there wasn't a lot of legal marriages. So we don't have to go through the 9 months. We don't have to. It's like, I'm done. I'm packed my bags. I'm out of there. And he may not even be out of the house yet, but he's made damn sure that the partner knows exactly where he stands. There's no more. I'm done. That's it. Because, again, I feel like it's been on the rocks for a while. So this is not headline news here. It's passé already. You know, it's like what Spirit said is it's gone too long. It's really... They're just waiting here going, okay, when's he going to leave? When's it's over? Because it's almost like back and forth. But again, it was running off guilt. And there's just fumes with guilt, right? Eventually it vapors and you're done. Yeah. No, I'm not here for any reason. But that's valid. I need to go. So going out in public and doing what he wants to do and being happy with who he wants to be happy with, and he don't care who knows or who whatever, because his partner knows, and he knows that his partner knows, and that's all that matters. Everybody else can kiss mine. That's what I'm getting. They can kiss mine. That's what they said. Not me. It's them. Anyway, then we have the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Wands is interesting. Because the Nine of Wands is these two people are, I'm presuming it looks like a carriage, right? Horse and cart, buggy. And they're dressed up, well, for that date and age. To the nines, like they just went out for dinner and he's kissing her in the back, and either she's going to go home, that may be her daughter. So we may have a man here who is dating or wanting to court, you know, or this person of interest has a child. Because you get a sense here that the child is kind of looking, going like, who's that? You know, and maybe a single mother. you know, and they don't have a father figure. So he's, you know, like they're trying to keep it quiet. This is the essence that I'm getting. But she's trying to keep it quiet because she doesn't know this man enough. I feel like the other end of this, she doesn't know him enough to let him in to see her daughter. That's what I feel, or son, or whatever. You know, that's just a symbol. So this man is feeling a lot for this woman. And again, he's like, I don't care who knows, but she's trying to be on the down low and be all conservative. And it's because, you know, that's what you do when you have a child, right? You don't want to let people in too quickly. She's being very, what's the word? Cautious, right? So it's a sense of that through that card, is that they may have their time together, right? Where they're going out and doing stuff, but the child's been taken care of. It's going maybe to their father or to family, and we go out and we have fun and we can do by ourselves. But in front of the child, we got to kind of PG this or even G rate it, right? But nonetheless, she's caught them in the act and she knows something's up here. So we may have a situation here where we have, I'm going to say a blended family, but you know, a single parent here where they have a child, and this is going to be have a little bit of an impact on how they express themselves forward. That's what I feel. May even put the brakes on, but validly so. Okay. For the Leo male. So there's definitely a complete 360 from where we came from to where we're going. Now, we're looking at the singles. It's the same thing. We're dating. We're getting an interest in someone, not wanting to really come forward. But I feel like for the singles, you know, they're kind of showing off. Okay. Yeah, there's a difference here. For the singles, they're hyped up on someone, not got the courage as of yet. It's not that they don't have it. They're just not coming forth with it yet. They don't have all their supplies yet, right, to go outward. But they're going out and they're behaving like the Leo to attract attention to this person, to this other person. So this isn't the one that they want, the singles. This isn't the one they want in their lap. This is just a buddy or a friend that they're having fun with to attract the attention of someone else. Interesting. And then this is the possibility that we actually could be, they're going, yeah, still, we're moving on in a single kind of way. We get caught up in something here that may not be the object of our affection, but that Leo male, right? He attracts them in like flies. So we end up going off in that direction and maybe put the other one on the back burner. So that's the single. Okay. But the man that's in the couple that's breaking, there's definitely one single direction he's going. He's not, it's laser focused for this guy in the coupled relationship. But for the single, he's kind of bopping around all over the place and getting distracted. He's got his eye on someone, but nonetheless, he's causing attention. And he's just taking what comes at him. So there is a difference there, singles and couples. Okay, so as we move forward here, we are on the sex side. So this should be interesting as well. So we get the Five of Pentacles. And I'm going back. They're going back to that energy of that guy that's been through hell and back. Okay. This is him. He's focused, and I feel like this is still in dream time land here for him. He wants something to a degree that I don't know that he's ever wanted something that bad. And it may be because of the situation he's just gotten out of, where he realizes, you know, there's been a lot of time where this has not been working and I'm not getting what I want on any kind of level, intimate, sexual, physical, whatever. It's not there. So I feel like this is kind of in his mind. Okay. I want this. I want to be able to do this for someone. Take the violin out back and go and play for her. I want her to look at me like I'm the center of the universe, and I want her to feel all wrapped up in it. So he's really in a way here in his mind. And I feel like this is still in his mind yet. See? Then we get, okay, let me, Yeah, okay, there's the Five of Pentacles. I thought it was the same element, but it's not. And this is the Six of Wands. Okay, so we're advancing, right? So we're going from, because again, I get, this is not usually a dream card, but I get for him, he's playing it over in his mind because he hasn't quite got all the facts, but he's locked on something. And this is him going forth and getting what he wants, right? Because the Six of Wands is going out and grabbing it, having it in your hand. Okay, so he's going to go from dreaming to getting it. Then he goes, man, this guy. Okay, then he's going out and getting it. It's the symbol of connecting, right? Literally connecting on a physical level, but making it known. Okay, I dig you, and this is where we're going. Then he goes and brings out the stars for her. Now, in this picture, we have a picture of a woman spilling out over a man. Okay, this could very easily go reversed. Okay, so it's like the man's looking at her like the center of the universe. So maybe that's what he's found, right? He's found someone that he's looking at that just everything revolves around her. I can't get my eyes off her, can't stop thinking about her, can't. I want that. And I know that you shouldn't be objectifying like that, but that's the energy I'm getting. It's like he's very focused. And so he realizes how focused he is on her, but he's like, I can't help it. I like that. I want that. How do I make that mine? That kind of thing. How do I bring that down to earth is what he's thinking. Because right now, I think in moving forward through the summer, he's going to make movement. He's going to make progress. But it's like in the beginning stages here in June and July, or to beginning of July, he's going to be like, how do I make that connection? How do I start this? Okay. And then look at him go. And then it happens. Then he just walks into her life like this guy. He's on the road. So he's dreaming about it. Say, using those manifesting energies to move forward. He's like, how do I connect with her? And I feel like this is less a physical connection and more of a mental connection. Like, hey, how's it going? Like making himself known to this other person. And then it's like, once he does that, man, he can't get her off his mind. So that springs him even more. And then he just decides to come in there and make his presence known. And so that's that offer forward. It's like, hey, let's go out and do something. And it could start as simple as a date or like a coffee date or something like super neutral. Like you want to, what do you want to do this, want to do that? And it could go as far as to say, I really like you. I want to see you more often, get to know you, da-da-da. And I feel like the Leo male ain't going to waste no time from here. I feel like he's really going to lay a little bit on the line here right off the bat. He's going to make it known. I have an interest in you highly, and it's not just for coffee, like that kind of a thing. It's not just to go to walk in the park. It's, let's see what's going on here. Give her a heightened sense that he's interested. That's what I'm getting. So very flung by something that's crossed his path, and he just is, man, he's on it all summer. It's not, his attention ain't wavering. Okay. And that's for the guy that's coupled, but he's breaking. Now for the single energy, let's go back through here. Single energy is him being all ego with everything, right? Getting high up in there, like, I can wine them and dine them and showing off a little bit, right? With the money. So you may be having a dating situation here where we're dating someone that we know and we're being a little extravagant with it, kind of showing off a little bit. And then moving to the physical side quite quickly. I feel for the singles, they're jumping right in there and taking advantage of situations to a degree. Now, the single, where does that go? Yeah, he's, the single male is really in his ego a lot more than the one that's just getting out of a couple. He's a little more humble, a little more down to earth. He knows we can get shot down quite easily. But this guy, the single guy, he's still, up on his high horse there a little bit. So he's playing with the energies. Now, what he's doing is he's really trying to egoize himself to a degree where the woman, I need her to look at me with stars in her eyes. And if she don't not look at me like that, I'm not gonna waste my time. I hate to say it, but that's what I'm hearing. And then he's gonna carry on. So I feel like, see, that kind of goes with that energy here that we had in the last trip, which was he had his eye on someone, then someone kind of popped in between, you know, before he figured it all out. Because this one here that's sitting on his lap, that's the kind of take home pay kind of thing, you know, we got one in the hand. So he's doing that. And then it's like, boom, then we go and we move on to a different one. Because we got a redhead here. Red all the way. Look at that. I just noticed that. They're all red. And then it's, well, mine just kind of looks red too, but it looked blonde to me for a minute. But no less, right? He's moving on. So it's like I shouldn't have got distracted, but whatever. I got caught up in it. Oh, well, you know, it's all good fun. In the meantime, I think everybody's pretty much took it lightly, hopefully. And in the end, he comes back to that same one he had his interest on in the begin with. Just kind of got it rerouted a little bit with the energy. Okay, so similar but different. Similar but different from single to couple. So now I've went horizontal with all my lines. Okay, love, sex, and then the two. Now I'm going to go down vertically and take the first card from each second card, and then we'll bring that all together, and usually that'll bring out some different energies that are kind of sitting in the background, and then I'll tie it all together in the end. Okay, so the first card of the first pile was the Queen of Cups here, so we're going to divulge what was going on in that area. Oh, and look at, and there was the burden, right? Feeling burdened by this person. You're going, he's had enough. We've had enough. They've had enough. It's almost like I get a feeling from this woman of just being passive. There's no left or right here, just passive. So I don't know if she just wasn't doing anything or helping in any way or putting all the burdens. Well, it sounds like putting all the burdens on him and just not taking any responsibility for anything within the I'm saying family unit, but they may not have even had family or children, or they may have, and that was all going. Like something was wrong here. I'm saying cancer, so maybe it was a cancer you were with. But the female here, the water female, is just checking out or checked out, or may have a disability to be able to check in, right? So that could be medically, mentally, some kind of disorder here that just not key and inward. You know, I'm light and fluffy with everything, but that's, you know, we could have some kind of a breakdown here, something going on internally, okay? But nonetheless, there's some burdens put upon him by this woman. There's burdens around her. It's like you take on this woman, there's a whole pack of stuff that comes with her. And that's what was going on there. Then the next card is well, that's the energy that he wasn't getting. Look at, it's running away from her. You know, so are the burdens, but he's still hanging on to them, right? Yeah. So, and then the sex card is about dreaming. Yeah, it's very much divided, right? I see it like this. It's like this was the woman and the burdens, and this is what he wanted out of a relationship, right? He wanted to be himself, fun and happy, and he wanted romance, and he couldn't get it from the water sign he was with. And I mean, it's weird because water signs usually carry compassion quite highly, and intimacy, that kind of thing, compassionate is part of their repertoire. So we may have, you know, it may have a water sign here with other elements dominating, and they're just not the closest, most sincere of sorts here. But this is what he was dreaming about, and this is what was there. And I feel like it was a disconnect. He was disconnected for quite some time here. It's a sense. Because this does not belong with this energy. That's what I'm getting. Okay. So that's the first level of energies here. Now the second row, we get his energy. There he is taken off. Okay. And then the next card, what is he after? Page of Pentacles. He's after a new direction, and he wants some things. He wants, yeah, it's because the pages are usually messengers. Okay, and the Pentacles is about money and stuff. So we could be going off in a new direction altogether as well in the money area. We could be quitting our job and just throwing everything, not away, but up and going in a completely different direction. So this could be about new ways of being or new knowledge that you're going to gain to go to complete, not only in the romance, but work or whatever, or going in a direction of work where you're relocating, right? That kind of a thing. But as I was saying, you know, Page of Pentacles is about monetary things, messengers of this. So again, what I was getting earlier was the fact the universe is going to reward you for going off because you've done all you can do here. In fact, you've done more than anyone would ever ask you to do. They're really going, the responsibilities on them. Can't take responsibility for them. And I think maybe the Leo had a misconception that he could fix that. Can't fix it. They can fix it. They refuse to fix it. We move on. That's what's going on here. So the Page of Pentacles, really about the universal reward, his reward all around for him realizing what he needs to do and doing it and going off in that direction. So it's good. It's a good energy coming forth. Then the next card we have is the Ten of Swords, and that's going after something that you admire. You know, you're going to go in that direction and seek it out, peek into it, look into it and see, you know, if you can't just hint. Because I feel like, I don't know, is it? Yeah, it's almost like you've had your eye on this person for a long time. And now you're free and unencumbered. So now we're thinking about it in a different way, but we're not ready to disclose everything. But we're going to go in that direction nonetheless. And that's, you know, there's going to be a lot of questions asked, I feel, in that direction, right? And then look at how the knowledge is going to that. So it's like we want to know more about someone else, right? Then the physical side, we want to get it. We want to know more about it with this card. And then we want to, you know, quietly suspend ourselves around it. And then we want to go out and grab it. So that is the direction this, you know, this Knight of Wands is going. I mean, it's his element. It's natural for him to do this, and he's just charging forth in it. So it's all there. So you didn't mean it. Yeah, this horizontal, vertical thing works real good. So this is the third rung. Okay, the marriage or traditional ways of being in the relationship, right? And I feel by traditional, I think it's more of a situation where these people were, by all accounts, a couple by everyone around them. Saw them as they lived together. They may have had children together, may have not, but they were in a long-term relationship everybody knew about, right? So that was the deal. Then we have the Seven of Wands, and that's that barrier he had to put up because it was so known to everybody else. We had to take a stand and say that's enough. But I don't know that it was much of a shock to anyone outside anyway. I think most people that mattered knew that this situation was overdue as well by the feel, right? I'm saying the sounds of it, by the feel of it. So he was the last one to put his foot down and say no. And that's the one that mattered, right? So that's that. Putting those wands down, and they're black because they've been charred, right? It's over time, just, yeah, a whole bunch getting there. And again, separating the energy. This is what I had, and this is what I want to go to. Go out and have fun to a certain degree is what I'm getting. I gotta let off some steam. I'm feeling relieved here. I gotta enjoy myself, you know, because I get a sense too that this Leo male was kind of isolating himself from his friends because the friends were getting sick and tired of it too. Sorry, but that's what I'm getting, is that his friends were kind of going, man, what are you doing? Like trying to talk sense, but he was caught up with a false sense of duty, but he didn't realize the duty was to leave, not to stay, right? So that was the thing. And like you say, sometimes you just have to figure things out on your own. And something happened here, just kind of last straw, and that's it. So this is really him too, kind of unhinging from all that energy and saying, I got to get out and go revive myself a little bit, be in a social scene, you know, maybe even going out a few nights with the buddies and kind of ripping it up a bit and going home and sleeping the next day off, that kind of thing, just to get out and just relieve. I feel like it's a stress reliever for him in that way, kind of get back into socialize and just kind of, honestly, I feel like it's more the buddies surrounding him, and that's kind of the male way, you know. It's kind of like, you know, girls will come over and get ice cream and watch a movie and boo-hoo and chit chat about it. Guys will go out and get drunk and not say a goddamn word about it. But that relieved it. It was just like, my buddies are there. They know what's going on. We don't have to talk about it. We're men, you know, and then they talk about what, sports, whatever, anything but it still is a reliever to a certain degree of all of this energy. And then, you know, you get back to the normal grind after that. So that's what this card in this line, I think, means. And then we end up with the 9 of Wands, which is, yeah. So we're going to, you know, go out, relieve some stress, and then, you know, think about that person that we want to get closer to and how we're going to do that. If not, maybe meeting them out when we're socializing, you know. But I feel like it's not a one-night stand thing. It's something he's keeping his eye on for a while. But now he's looking at it with fresh eyes because he's free. He's not part of a couple anymore. It's not wrong. So now he's got to kind of evolve through that. Like, I can actually go in this direction and not, that's okay. You know, like, this is, you know, the energy that I'm getting here. He's kind of got to get into that zone. And it's going to take a while to get into that zone and feel like you can go outward and it's okay. Even though bad or good, you know, there's a certain formula here where you got to heal through stuff, and he's going to do that. And, you know, he has a focus, no less. So again, it's splitting of the energies very much, very heavy on this man, but he's lifting it off quite well, which is good. Because you don't want to be, you don't want to be stuck in that energy. Oh, I took 2 of the same cards. Oh, well, I'll do the other 2. That must have been interesting. I took 2 romance cards instead of 1 romance and 1 sex. So we'll see what comes out here. 13, that's the end. Ace of Swords, that's the truth. It was laid on the table. Again, splitting of the energies. The stars, I feel like the stars aligned. Whatever weekend this came down, the hammer fell. This was the hammer. The sword fell, went right to the center of the truth. I mean, look at the illumination there. It's like, yes, we finally needed this to happen. Like I said, the stars are aligning, and we're going in a different direction for love. Because why? Because we deserve it, because we want it, and it's about time. And that's how they're wrapping that up. So he's really, it's kind of a deeply complex energy, and this man does need to heal. I get a sense of that, and he may be doing a little bit of that through this relationship. I feel like he's got his eyes set on someone, and I feel like it could go quite smoothly. He's got a good plan going on there energetically. He feels like he's going to be smooth about it, very relaxed, very calm, and take your time. But at the same time, I feel like, again, he's going to be healing through the next relationship. So he's not going to take the time to heal, but that's not necessarily a bad thing here. I feel like he may come across a woman here that is highly aspected for him, meaning a very good fit, and may even help him along with that better than he could have done it on his own. Because I feel like the partner he's going into is full of this truth and honesty. So he could say anything, and I mean, this woman will just, yeah, okay, and be there for that sounding board. Maybe to a degree he's never seen either, you know. So yeah, I feel like the direction he's going it's kind of, maybe that's written, you know, more than well, I think that the relationship he was in was written, but it was the tie was released a long time ago. He just never, he didn't get off at the next stop, man. He just went to the end of the line till it could not go on anymore. But I think in that way, the Leo male needed that, because he needed to know that he did absolutely everything that he could, and there is absolutely no mystery about that. He did everything he could, but he couldn't. It wasn't his job. That's the thing. So, yeah. So the new relationship, I feel very good, soft energy coming forward, and he's very attuned. And I think they're both going to be very truthful and honest with each other. And man, if that don't work, then nothing will. So, good energy he's walking into. Again, I feel like he's going to heal through the next relationship. In fact, I feel like maybe both of them may have some stories to tell, some war stories, right? She may have just got out of something, or kind of where they're balanced. It's like, yeah, well, you know, or I hear you. I had the same thing, where they can share a lot of these kinds of instances, right? So interesting. Little slip there, but nonetheless, it worked out. Now, the overall energies, I'm going to wrap it up and go back to the beginning. And again, the insight, or the inquiry, sorry, that this Leo married, holy, it's been only 2 readings, Shauna. Inquiry that the Leo male he's interested in another direction. Okay, that's really may have kind of helped the spark get off this train stop here, right? It's helped him to find another direction. I don't feel in any way that like he was cheating or anything like that. I don't think morally he was up to code here. But nonetheless, someone that's on his mind. And it's kind of like, you know, sometimes you're in a relationship, you see someone outside of the relationship and you go, yeah, if I was single, that would be, but then you cut it off there, right? And then you go back. So you don't dive into that. Well, now he's diving into it, you know, because it, like I said, it's legal now. So he's really letting his mind go there. So the inquiry is about that person. He's going to go forward and poke around her friends, his friends, find out about, is she single, da-da-da. How are things going for her? Because this is something I'm interested in. Now, travel, it may be someone that is at a distance from him, okay? It may be someone maybe that was in the same circles, but they may have to travel somewhat to get together. They may have to, yeah, travel. Simple as that. And over the summer, I feel like he's freed up a little more than he would be during regular months. So I feel like he can kind of fudge a few things and take a few weekends, and they can make things work, you know, like he's planning from his side. If she has weekends off, man, I could make things happen, that kind of thing. And then the action needed to go forth, right? He's just going to take it, man. When he gets that chance, he's going to go. And he's going to have everything figured right down to the time, you know? So he's very prepared to make some action in this area. And he's getting revved. And look at the colors, how they evolve, right? We got a yellow. It goes to a bright yellow and then to a red. Passion and movement forward, right? So we're very happy about this new way that we're going. And it just builds from there. And it moves into like action. So he's being inspired from the inside, no less. I feel like there's not a lot of input from the female other than just, yeah, I'm going in this direction. He feels very valid in doing it without a lot of input from her. So there's a sense here of having, how do you say, and I don't feel it's an ego, but having a good sense of getting a good response from her, you know what I mean? Like if I go out there and visit her, she's going to be happy to see me, blah, 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 that kind of thing. So a lot of confidence in that way, courage. And I mean, he is courage, right? So he doesn't have to work at courage. It's just there. And that's that action going forward. So a lot of good stuff for the Leo male, really. I mean, he's going through some rough stuff, but it's really freeing for him spiritually. feel on the inner level here, it's really, I mean, it is changing his life, right? There's some adaptations that are going to be made, but again, I feel like he's going to be in a relationship, and the relationship, the partner is really going to, she's really going to help him adapt. She's really going to make it okay. Everything's fine. You want to talk about it, you don't want to talk about it, it's okay. Like very, and not to a point where I'm a doormat, because the Leo won't put up with that. They're not attracted to someone who's a doormat. They need someone strong and sturdy, and this person's strong and sturdy, but they're also supportive and there for him, and truthful and honest and honorable, and a lot of good stuff wrapped up in this new partner. So they obviously know that about them, right? And that's part of that passion forward, is knowing that this person holds all of that, you know. So good stuff overall. In the fall, towards the fall here, I feel like he's going to be in a pretty groovy relationship. I mean, we're talking solid and not solid. He doesn't even want to look at things in that way. It's just enjoyable. It's making me happy, and things are good, and he's kind of being short term with it, but it's all good. It's all great. So that's all that matters. And I think the woman is very balanced between the two of them. The energies are very similar, right? So therefore the attraction, right? Of course, it's just like a magnet when they're both kind of in the same kind of way. So for the Leo male for the summer, those are the energies, man. Heavy stuff, but nonetheless, he's got what it takes to work his way through it. And what he doesn't get, he's going to get in support from this new partnership coming in. And it's like I said, he's got his eye on this person. He's got his eye on the prize already. He knows about them, but it's just, I don't know that she knows about him in that way, that he has an interest in that way. So he's got to make her know, and he's going to do that, move forward. And that's kind of his process. It's like he doesn't know what to do to heal, but he's going to heal over time. And the person that he's going to is just very, I don't want to say responsive to that, but will help him through that. So again, those are the energies. So thanks for coming in, whoever came in, and I'm going to try and knock off 2 more here tonight. See what happens. Already 10. The next one is going to be the Virgo female. So that's next here. You give me about a half an hour to adjust, send these out to my page, and I will be back. At least 1 more. Okay, take it easy. Have a nice evening.